Yo, what's good? What's good, everyone? What's good, everyone? Yeah, yeah. Shout out to Well, I don't want to say your name. I don't know if you want me to say your name because you sent me something on Cash App. But shout out to you know who you are. Shout you out for sending me that donation. Yeah, I seen that. Yeah, I logged into my account and I was like, how the fuck do I have this amount of money in my account? Like I didn't have this amount of money, and then I was like, oh shit, he sent me a donation. So whoever, yeah, I don't want to say your name on here, but because I don't know if you want your name out there, but shout you out. Yeah, I appreciate the donation. So anybody else who wants to send me a donation, I'm also gonna add the link right here. Yeah, I want to speak about something today. You know how people like you know how you see people out here, they like to say like how motherfuckers is on welfare, or you're on EBT, or you get unemployment, or you get assistance or government aid or government cash assistance. They like to say all this dumbass shit. But then when you really think about it, everybody's on welfare. Like if you work, if you're a lawyer, if you're a doctor, you're on welfare. You didn't create the whole concept of medicine. Not to say I agree with medicine because that's some shit that's fucking retarded and is gonna kill you. But you didn't create the pharmaceutical medicine. You didn't create that whole concept of how the hospital's there and how you need health insurance to get. You didn't create that. You just went to a school and they told you what to do, and they're paying you money that you didn't create. You don't even know how to create an economy. You don't know how to do any of that shit. So they'll make fun of somebody on welfare where they're on welfare. They'll say, oh, I work hard. Bitch, you don't work hard. Nobody works hard. The only people, if you really want to say that work hard, were the people who are like who were on this land before, the Native Americans who were on this land. They work hard, and then they got their shit taken. If you want to say anybody work hard, after that, ain't nobody work hard. The only way you can say these crackers work hard is they killed these Native Americans, and that shit was hard because it took a lot of, not even it took a lot of work and like strategy to kill them. Like it was at the expense of like their soul, because their soul is fucked. So they took a huge risk, and the amount of resources of money that they got from doing that isn't even worth it. So if you would, that's as far as the white nigga who run the government. I don't want to talk about white people I'm not talking about you guys who are white, because you guys are you're not part of the government. They don't fucking like you. They don't fuck with you. You still have to pay taxes. There's white people homeless, so I'm not talking about those white people. But you guys get what I'm saying. Like the government, like they don't work hard. Nobody works hard unless you're actually creating a system. And you can't say the government created a system, because they didn't. They stole the system from the people of this land. So like everybody's on welfare. You don't If you don't know how to create your own city, you don't know how to create your own system, and you're working, even if you're working as a construction worker, you're working as a lawyer, doctor, you're on fucking welfare. You're working at a job, they're telling you what to do, and they're paying you money that you didn't create, and then you're taking the money and you're living like a financial guru. Oh, I'm about money. I'm about finances. You got to get your money. Like, shut the fuck up, dude. You sound like a retard. Every time I see a financial, I'm not talking about you guys. Don't. I'm not saying don't make money. Don't go and find a business. I'm not telling you guys don't do that. Go and do what you feel you need to do. I'm not telling you to, or I'm not telling you to not to do. I'm saying do what you feel you need to do. If you need to work, then work. If you need to go out and open a business, to open a business. I'm not going to tell you, because there's certain things that I do to make money. And so I'll be a fool to tell you don't I'll go out there and make money. But don't think you're somebody special because you got $1 million. Don't think you're somebody special because you're working at a job or something. Don't think you're special. You're not fucking special. A financial guru like Bam Kevo, or let's just say these people like Greg Cardone. These people are fucking retarded. That they think they're smart because they know about the money system, but they don't know how to make their own money. If you don't know how to make your own money, you can't tell me shit. You're a fucking retard. You're using the system that was already created, and you're just doing what they want you to do. Because remember, I told you, you can't make the whole system of money is a scam. The whole system of money, my cup of tea. The whole system of money is a scam. If you're making 30, like you'll see a financial, I make $30,000 a year from digital marketing. I buy digital ads. I drop shit. I trade on the stock market. I put in whatever that I sell whatever the fuck you sell. I do eBay reselling. In order for you to make $50,000 a month doing that shit, you have to be making this government, this system, $300,000 a month. You're not making $50,000 a month from any, unless you're doing it illegally. Unless you're doing it illegally, you're not making $50,000 a month unless you do it illegally. Unless you're making somebody else richer. So if I'm legally making $50,000 a month and I'm a financial guru, that means I'm making some white man or some system, this government system, I'm making them at least $1 million a month or $500,000 a month, and they're taking their $500,000 a month and they're giving me $30,000. This is why a person who works at McDonald's, you get paid peanuts, because even though you're making them, you say we're making them millions, but it takes a lot of you guys. It takes thousands of those workers to make it, so they pay you peanuts. But as you go higher and you're making them more money by yourself, then they'll pay you more. You can't outsmart this financial system. You can't outmake money more than the dude, the top nigga, whatever the fuck you want to, who's ever at the pyramid scheme. It's all a pyramid scheme. Like when you go into affiliate marketing, if you're making $10,000 in affiliate marketing sales, that means the person who created that affiliate marketing, who's at the top of the pyramid scheme, he's making way more than you. You're not going to make more than him. He's only going to give you a crumb of what you're making him. So the whole system is a fucking scam. It's all bullshit. And I'm not telling you don't participate in it. Do what you got to do. But don't think you're special. I find out, like you see this dude be like, oh, I made $5 million at age 24. That, who gives a shit? What do you, okay, you made $5 million at age 24. What's the meaning of that? What's the point of that? What are you going to do with that money? You're just going to do nothing but just become a slave, do the same shit over and over and over and over again. You're going to go buy consumer. You didn't beg that system. So you can't tell me a damn fucking thing. That's one thing I don't like when you see all these people out here talking about, oh, I make this amount of money, and they think they're smart, and they think that, but then when you actually look at them, and I can see right through a motherfucker. These people are very empty, they're retarded, all they have is money. I bet you if they lost their money, they'll probably jump off a fucking bridge because they don't have nothing but money. I hate all these dumbass people who think they're somebody. Oh, you're lazy because you don't want to work, or you're lazy because you're unemployed and you're on food stamps. Bitch, you're on food stamps. If you get a paycheck, that's food, that's welfare. It's just a different level. You got the lowest level, which is getting government aid, like food stamps, and you're not working. Then you got the next level, which is a paycheck. And then the higher level is you have a 1099. So you're making your own paycheck, but you're still using their system. But it's all a welfare system. The whole system is welfare. If you think about it, you got the lowest welfare food stamps, then you got a paycheck, then you got a 1099, which is you're self-employed. So you're still making your own paycheck, but you didn't create the whole system of how you get paid, and you didn't go and get the resource from the land and create a system off that resource so you can create jobs and insurance. You didn't do that. Somebody else did it. You see what I'm saying? So it's like this whole system it's retarded, and then people think that I'm better than this person because you're lazy. Bitch, you're lazy too, bitch. If you don't know how to go out there and create your own system and society and do whatever, then you can't tell me shit. And I'm not saying like, oh, you have to do that. To be honest, people need to do that. We need to be doing that shit. But in reality, most people, they don't want to do that. They just want to work and then think that they're doing something. And then they have a right to complain. Like, you have no right to, if you're not trying to create your own shit, you really have no right to complain. And I just tell people what it is, to be honest. You can say, oh, I'm complaining too. And like, yeah, you're right. I am complaining, but I'm complaining because I want to complain. So even though I say you have no right to complain, doesn't mean I'm not gonna complain. I'm gonna complain because I fucking feel like complaining. You can kiss my motherfucking ass, and you on my fucking channel. So if you have a problem with my fucking complaining, you can get the fuck off my channel. I talk however the fuck I want to talk. If you think I'm contradicting, if you think I'm this or anything, I can give a fuck, bitch. You ain't paying my motherfucking bills. When I go out into this motherfucking street and ain't nobody there, there's people I see that are homeless on the street who don't got nothing. Ain't nobody care about them. You think I give a fuck what a motherfucker on here thinks about me? Don't get me wrong. Shout out to all the people who respect and support. I see you. I'm talking about all these bitch ass niggas who got an opinion. I don't give a fuck what you gotta say. Because if I was on the street and I didn't have my legs and I was a fucking like one of these veterans with no legs and I was in a homeless shelter, no one would give a fuck about me. So you think I give a fuck what you gotta say? You can look at me however the fuck you want to look at me. That's how you need to look at society. Don't give a fuck what any of these niggas think. I'm not saying go out there and disrespect people and do whatever. I'm not just saying that because at the end of the day, you don't want to just go out and start disrespecting people. But shit, sometimes if you feel like this disrespecting nigga and you feel like that's what you want to do, nigga, who the fuck can anyone tell you, nigga? Do whatever the fuck you want to do. And if something happens, then let life teach you that maybe I don't need to be doing that. But don't let anyone tell you, even all the way down, if you want to go out and just slap somebody in the fucking face. If you feel like you need to do that, nigga, do that shit. I'm not saying there won't be no consequences. I'm not saying it's smart. I'm not saying I would do it. But who am I to tell somebody not to do something, nigga? Do whatever the fuck you want to do, nigga. Because we go, like, this whole society is mentally fucking ill. It's mentally ill. You can't tell me I'm one of the most sanest people in this system, in this world. This world is fucking mentally ill. And you have the audacity to tell me, I'm not saying you guys, but some there's people have to be like, oh, you're lazy because you're not doing this. You need to do this. I don't gotta do a damn motherfucking thing, bitch. You need to just keep working and keep fucking doing and keep upholding the system. So when I feel like having to get some type of welfare, if I want to go shoplift some shit, I can do it with ease. That's the only thing I like about this a slave is you keep. This is why I don't like people like me. Even though I don't advise nobody to steal. Do not steal. Do not do any type of keep working, because if everyone was doing what I was doing, if everybody was lazy like somebody who's on welfare, then the system wouldn't be what it is. You see what I'm saying? It'd actually probably be a third world country. So keep working. We need people at Walmart to wake up 6 in the morning and go work and work at that shit and stock the shelf. So when I feel like getting some motherfucking watermelon, I can go over there and steal some watermelon, and I wouldn't be able to steal some watermelon or get it with my EBT or get it for free or use the money that I scammed, just go and get it. I wouldn't be able to do that because everybody's doing what I'm doing. So we need people who are a part of the system so they can support my fucking habits and what the fuck I gotta do. And people like me. I don't want everybody doing what I'm doing. I don't want everybody being lazy. We need some people who aren't lazy. And I ain't lazy, but I just don't give a fuck about this damn system. To be honest, like, I'm not even gonna tell you guys anything, but my uncle, he's about to be building a house soon. I'm gonna watch him build a house. He's building his own house on this little plot of land he has. I'm about to watch him build a house. I want to see how he does it. I'm gonna actually help him so I can have that in my conscience. Even though I don't have the research for him, I want to see how he builds his house because I want to be able to one day eventually build my own shit, build my own house on my own land, or even if it isn't my own land, I want to at least be able to say I built my own shit. Motherfuckers don't want to build their own shit, but they want to go out and work at some stupid ass job, wasting their time, and then say you're lazy because you don't want to do that. No, bitch. If it was a system where I can build my own shit, and once I build my own land, or there's a school for learning how to build shit and harness research, or the system and the government didn't block people from harnessing water, harnessing the resources, getting material to build land. If there wasn't a blockage in the system for that, I'll fucking go and do that shit. I'll be happy to do that because it's a means to an end. It's meaningful. You working at McDonald's, that's not meaningful. You're not getting anywhere. You're going backwards actually because the economy is getting worse. It's not getting worse. They're making it worse. It's a difference. When something gets worse, that means it's getting worse based upon natural occurrence. The economy isn't getting worse. It's just they're making it worse. So like that's another thing you guys got to keep in mind. Because we're going through a spiritual shift. and the government's crashing out mentally and physically. Why do you think you get these terms, crash out, or like all these words like doom scrolling, crashing out, all these different everything you see on the internet or you get from the society that's like they put out there, that's a projection from the government. So the term doom scrolling, you heard that from social media. It comes from somewhere. You see what I'm saying? It didn't just, they'll say, oh, it's because people doom scroll. No, the government, they do that and they project it on society because the society is a projection of what the government is. So we have a fucked up society with rapists, killers, people who doom scroll on social media. That's because the people in government do that. So just like we have shadow work, and in my life, my situation is a projection of my mind. They tell you take responsibility. The government, the people in there, they have to do shadow work because we're all in here during the same type of lessons. Their lessons are just different because they own the system. So when the way their system looks is a representation of them. So you have rapists, killers, and pedophiles. So that's what they do. You got people doom scroll. They watch people on content creators and they get triggered by people who are content creators and they can't stop watching their content. This is why they have to troll and they have to make other content that they wish, like they have other content creators that are their puppets. They wish that they were as powerful as other content creators that they fucking hate. But their puppets are so fucking retarded because that's why you chose them, is because they're retarded. So like that's what I'm saying. This whole system is retarded. And I'm just to get you guys like, just to let you guys know, the reason I'm talking about this is because don't think I'm trying to wake people up or I'm doing this I'm somehow trying to overthrow the government. Like, I don't give a fuck about any of that shit, to be honest. Like, at the end of the day, we just, people, to overthrow the government, you just got to do what you got to do. Just like they tell you, ignore a person who's trying to be ignorant. You don't entertain it. So when you ignore something, that's usually the solution, and you let them do what they do. So this is what it is. I'm not trying to wake anyone. I'm not trying to do that. I'm just making this video because I feel like making this fucking video. Don't think I'm trying to have a mission out here. Like, you have a lot of these dumbass spiritualists. Oh, we have a mission. We're alive. Well, don't get me wrong. There's some people who are doing stuff to actually help, but most, like now, I'll say 99% of people on this internet, they're not doing shit to help anybody. You got to keep that in mind. They're not doing a damn thing. All they're doing is they think they're doing something, but they're not. They're just making money for themselves. People somehow think making money is helping people. When I used to be in I used to watch financial videos, and I went to it was this real estate meeting. I went with my dad years ago. He brought me to the real estate meeting because he wanted me to get into real estate. The dude was like, to make a lot of money, you have to solve problems. You have to solve people's problems. That's every financial meeting I went to where they talk about money and finances and getting ahead. They will always say this one thing, and it always made me kind of think, like, it kind of annoyed me. They said, in order to make money, you got to solve people's problems. And there was this white nigga. He was teaching a real estate class, and it was like probably back in 2017, 18. I went to this class, and he was like, I was a real estate agent, or no, he was flipping houses, and he's like, this lady, she had a problem, and I solved her problem, and this is how I made money. And it's like, let me give you an example. This lady was about to get evicted, and instead of having all her shit thrown out, I forgot what he said, but he said something where instead of throwing her shit out, she was able to pay me money, and then we were able to extend her stay. I solved her problem. And in my mind, I'm like, no, you didn't solve her problem. She was threatened with an even bigger problem and was forced to take your solution. So all these financial people say we're solving people's problems. No, you're getting people in a desperate position who are forced to take your solution or face a bigger problem. That's kind of like, you can't really say you're solving a problem. It's like if I tell you, oh, I won't chop your hand off, but give me all your money. And then you gave me all your money. You see, you still have a hand. I saved you because I would have chopped your hand off because if you didn't give me the money, but that money saved you, right? I solved your problem. Your problem was you don't have a hand. You're not going to have a hand. But I solved it by saying, give me your money. You gave me $10,000. You see, it's like, it's so contra. It's fucked up. That's how the whole money system is. Nobody's solving nobody's problem. Nobody saw every problem that's even created in this system is a result of a corruption. So if somebody says we're solving a problem, it's built on corruption. It's not built on anything ethical. It's like I wouldn't be going through this problem if we didn't have a corrupt, mentally ill, retarded ass society. It's like it's crazy. This is why I say everybody's on welfare. Everybody's on welfare. You can't tell me meat eaters get mad at people eating dogs, but eat cows. Exactly. Like for real, I never thought of it like that. I'm glad you brought that up. Because you have people say, "Oh, you eat dogs," or Chinese people they eat dogs. So what? You eat motherfucking cows. I remember I walked by a farm when I used to stay in the old city. There was like a big farm, and I used to walk to the gym. There was a cow. The cow came up to me and was like, just like it was friendly. It was nice. Like the cow had he was like a cow. Like you could tell there was a spirit in it, and he was all being nice and playing around. You could tell. I'm like, people go and kill this shit and eat it, and that could be somebody's pet. Who to say a dog is a pet? The only reason you say a dog is a pet because they fucking European from Europe. They used to use dogs to fucking catch rats and do other shit and lick their assholes because they were fucking into that bestiality. That's the only reason dogs exist. It was for their own sexual and physical purposes. Like let's be real. That's not no fucking. That's what dogs are for. They bred dogs and created dogs. I think from like the wolf. So they spliced it or they created it for like the wolf. So to that's why dogs are so retarded. Every time you see a dog, it's like, and it's always, oh, dog is man's best friend. You can slap a dog in the face, it still loves you. You can fucking spit in a dog's face, piss on a dog, abuse it. It will still love you because a dog is retarded. They have to. And when you take a wild animal and you splice it and you try to domesticate it, you have to make it very stupid and overly nice so it doesn't attack its owner. That's why dogs are so retarded and stupid, and they're always and always like around you. They're always like jumping on you. Like, no, you can be a fucking homeless bum or just some fucking narcissistic piece of shit with nobody. And I don't even want to say homeless bum because a homeless bum is well more respected to me than a narcissistic piece of shit or 99% of people out here who work a shitty ass job who they think they special. But you could be some bum ass piece of shit lawyer who makes $100K a year. You're an asshole. You don't even give a fuck about anybody. You've gave people thousands of years in jail. A dog will still love you because a dog doesn't know. Like this is why you have a lot of these old ass cobweb pussy, dry pussy bitches angry as fuck because they lonely, and they'll be like, "Oh, only person I love is my dog." Like you ever see those mentally ill people or those depressed ass bitches? The only person I love is my cat. The only reason you love the cat and the dog because the dog doesn't have the conscious awareness to know you're a degenerate. You're a dipshit. If the cat had human thoughts, if that dog had human thoughts, it'll be able to be like, okay, I do not want this bitch to be my owner. And that dog or that cat will fucking bite you and scratch the fuck out of you, and you will send it to the dog pound. But it doesn't have that because it was spliced and genetically modified to be overly friendly. So you can domesticate it and have it because they wanted to have sexual relations with this dog. That's where bestiality came from. I'm not lying. Bestiality is a word. A lot of them they practice it. They're like if any of you guys who are millennials and like you're millennials and you're like my age in your 30s, back if you watch porn when I was like probably like 13, 12, and when you watch porn, they used to have a section called bestiality. They don't have it no more. They got rid of it because it was unethical. They used to have a section called bestiality, and they will have horses fucking women, and it will be there. Like you will see it on the thumbnail, so you were forced to see it. Anybody who watched porn back in 2005, back in 2006, 2007 maybe. I think they got rid of it around that. But 2005, 2003, 2002, around that area, if you watch porn, you would have seen like horses fucking females. and shit. You see, they had a whole bunch of weird. They had even a rape section where women will pretend to get raped and shit. Like they had a whole bunch of weird shit. They got rid of it because I guess they changed the porn laws and the porn regulations where they had to get rid of a lot of degenerate shit on there. But they had a rape section where women would pretend to get raped, and then and men will fuck them, and it was a porn section. And then they had a bestiality one where, and even they had the two girls one cup. That was a big thing back in. A lot of you guys who are millennials, a lot of you guys who are probably Gen Z, you guys probably heard of it, but probably don't really know too much. Two girls one cup was like the girls will be eating shit. They'll like somebody will take a shit and the girl will be rubbing shit on her body and eating it. And then back in high school, back in my day, this is back in like 2008, 2007, people be like, oh, do not never go on two girls one cup. And it was like a joke and a prank. You'll tell somebody, go to twogirlsonecup.com if you want to see some fine girls, and then they'll go on it, and then they'll be like, oh, what is it? What is it? And then they'll go on and they'll be like, oh shit, she's eating shit. And then you'll be like, why did you make me? It was a joke. Like, go on two girls one cup. And anybody who didn't know about it will go to twogirlsonecup.com, and then they'll be thinking they're about to watch some fine ass girls get it in. But it was some lesbian, and then they'll go in the site and there'll be two lesbians or two girls eating shit and rubbing it on their body. It was a fucking joke. Like the internet used to be fucking like horrible. Like they used to even have the bestiality shit. So like a lot of you niggas, you know what the fuck I'm talking about. Like that shit was out of hand. And they're probably gonna. I wouldn't be surprised if they get rid of porn altogether. But like I said, like these people, why that's the main reason dogs was created. Really, was for shit like that, because they knew damn well you can't do no bestiality with no fucking wolf. You can't do no bestiality with no damn elephant. That motherfucker will kill you. Nigga, try doing some shit. Try sticking your finger in a wolf's ass and a lion's ass. That motherfucker will maul you and kill you. So they have to create these animals, and then they use it because they have to. They wanted to get because they had a lot of like rats back in Europe. So they created certain dogs like the Yorkie and shit to like be able to catch rats, because those people in Europe back in the day, they were filthy and disgusting as fuck. They were hella filthy. Like even if they'll tell you like the medieval times they didn't shower, so there was a lot of rats and shit. So they needed dogs to catch them, especially the Yorkie. That dog was meant for catching rats. Yeah, they majorly did censor the internet. In some cases, it was good because they had a lot of nasty shit on the internet. They had a lot of nasty shit on the internet. It's still nasty, but they censored it, a lot of it. Even when it comes to Worldstar Hip Hop, remember they used to have the Worldstar fights. People got knocked the fuck. You don't see that many fights on the internet. You got to literally go and look for them. You used to have fights. People getting. I remember seeing this nigga getting his ass beat, blood. This was on Worldstar Hip Hop. He was getting his ass beat to a pulp, bloody. And I'm like, damn, they used to, they don't have shit like that. Like you have to actively go and look for that. Like you got to go on certain Facebook groups, and they don't just have it out there. They don't even have fights. I don't even think on Worldstar Hip Hop because they got rid of it. Which I don't. To be honest, I can see why. And then people wonder why YNs they don't want to fight no more. Imagine you getting into a fight as a YN, and somebody beat your ass, and you're on social media, and the comment section is just flaming. Oh, you got your ass beat, and every time somebody every time you're around a group of people who seen the video, they will never let you hear the end of it. Can you explain? Can you blame why the young generation, why they don't want to why they just want to shoot? They don't want to fight, and a lot of them aren't really built like that. So they're like, they ain't trying to play no damn games. To be honest, they smart, because people say, oh, back in my day we used to fight, we used to prove ourselves. Like nigga, why do I don't gotta prove myself to you at all. If I'm broke and I don't have no money and I can't pay my rent, I'm gonna be evicted and I'm gonna be homeless, and no one's gonna give a fuck about me. So as a YN or as anybody, why should you care about proving yourself? Oh, I gotta make sure I don't give a fuck if you think I can fight or not, nigga. You're not paying my bills. You're not helping me at all. Like that's why that's the main reason I don't like to be around. Like I don't like to be around certain motherfuckers, and I like to just. Cause me, I'm smart. I have emotional intelligence, so I know how to like not instigate an issue. A lot of people, when niggas who end up killing people out of rage, or they end up slapping a girl, there's certain things that they could have done to avoid that, but they didn't do it. They didn't do that because they weren't emotionally intelligent. They weren't aware of their traumas and what triggers them and who not to hang around. So they just went around and they let something get to a level and then they got upset and they took somebody's life. That's why you never want to put yourself in a position where you can kill somebody or you can take somebody's life or you can do anything negative. You don't want to put yourself in a position, and you have to know there's only a fool or only a dumbass will assume that, oh, I would never kill nobody. Or no, I would never say that to myself. At least at this point in my life, like if somebody says the right thing, I probably would take a motherfucking gun and shoot somebody in the fucking head. But I know not to put myself in that motherfucking position. You gotta know not to put yourself in that position. A lot of people who end up in that position, they never assume that they will be in it. So then they sit there and put their energies and mingle their energies in certain situations and things and places and people, and then they end up getting that shit triggers them and they end up doing whatever they do. Like there's certain shit that I've done. If I got caught, I would probably spend decades in prison, or at least fucking 10. No, I haven't killed nobody or hurt nobody severely, but there's things I've done that I would have got me at least a lot of years in prison. That like I have to look at myself that I got to be careful because if I would have gotten caught, because there's things I did, and then I parked my car in certain locations, and they could have got my license plate and shit, but then it never went to that level. So like that's one thing that's one reason I tell you I preach like emotional security, always never let society get to you. This is what I was speaking about yesterday before I cut my channel off. Give me a second, guys. I'm gonna be right back. And I see the comments. Just give me a second. My bad, guys. I have to go get me some more tea. But this is why I say I never put myself in certain situations, because when you do, then that's when you may do something you regret. Shout out to Shy Native. Yeah, they censored the internet 2020 shit on the internet for. Yeah, I don't know when they censored it. Whenever I just remember one day it just wasn't the same no more. Like over time, because they do shit little by little. Yeah, yeah. YouTube used to be a whole different platform. I used to like it is different. They've gotten, because the reason why, because more and more people are using YouTube. There was a time like, especially like if you were on YouTube like 2013, 2014, it was actually weird and people will make fun of you for vlogging. There was a time, a lot of you guys may not know, but there was a time where you would get made fun of for vlogging. Like if you were making videos talking about your life, people will look at you like you're weird. It was to a point, at least for some people, what I see, nobody would ever tell people about their YouTube page, because like, oh, you're on YouTube talking to a fucking camera? You're weird. You're talking to a camera. It was like that back in 2014, 2013, 2015. It didn't stop being like that, I would say, until probably the pandemic. Like it's before the pandemic, it was kind of getting there, but the pandemic solidified it. Because remember when they had the pandemic, that's when the TikTok dance. Remember the TikTok dance? You have some stupid white bitch, you'd be like, and then dancing. Like, remember when they had that stupid shit? That shit kicked off in like 2020. Once the TikTok dances came on, that was during the pandemic, and people were like bored, didn't have nothing to do, so they'll dance, and they'll be like, oh, they just started dancing, and then that's kind of where the whole vlogging and traditional social media as you see it now, because it took a shift in 2020, and I think it started with like the whole TikTok dances, the whole TikTok, and that's when people were like more expressive online and being themselves, and it was cool because then the government started paying people like millions of dollars just to dance on TikTok. So that's what made it cool. Vlogging and the internet, it was always cool, but it wasn't cool to the bots. It wasn't cool to the sheep. but it became cool once people started dancing on TikTok and they were paying these niggas millions of dollars just to dance on TikTok. And that was during the pandemic, which nobody was working and they were giving like stimulus. So that's what happened. And then that's when the internet kind of changed. It changed before that, leading up to it, but I would say back around 2013, 2012, or 2014, if you were making vlogs, you wouldn't. People were looking at you like you were like weird, like you vlogging on social media, or you're on YouTube talking about what you're going through. Like it was kind of like people looked at it like down upon it. So it did change, and that's when you were able to get a lot of views. That's when you were able to go viral a lot more, and it was more authentic. When you had 100, let's say, I remember back in the day, like when you had 100,000 views. I remember I went on Worldstar, and if a video on Worldstar Hip Hop, because everybody was on Worldstar from like 2013 to like probably like 2017. That's when it was really popping. They got rid of it or they changed it or something, which fucked it up. So I remember when a video on Worldstar got 100,000 views, everybody will be talking about it. You'll go to your school, you'll go to in public, or you just talk to people, and they'll be like, "Oh, did you see this video?" And it will have traction, it'll have motion. But now, what they did with social media and YouTube with the fake views, not even just fake views, because yeah, a lot of it is fake views, but it's also promoting fake content. So let's just say you have somebody who's talking about something that's really dumb. Like for example, if you have people talking about how there's like if I make a video and I say and I'm talking deep spiritual shit, or I'm talking about how the pandemic is bullshit, that's something people want to hear. We already know pandemic's fake. We already know a lot of people like spirituality. We already know that a lot of people like certain things. But imagine if I made a video talking about how homosexuality is cool and you need gay people to help, like this faggot Obama talking about how we need kids to have gay role models. No, a kid does not need to know a gay person even exists, to be honest. Like that shit shouldn't even be a thing. But you got people talking like that. But imagine if I made a video saying how homosexuality is cool and the government gave me 100,000 views. You're gonna be like, what the fuck? Like you're gonna think that some people will think that the video is popping, but it's not. You know damn well most people, even there's gay people who I know who say, I've talked to gay people, and these gay people say, I do not like what they're doing with the homosexual community. Like, yeah, he did this is what one gay person told me. He's like, yeah, I'm gay, but like I don't think about it all the time. It's not a big movement. I don't wear a rainbow flag. That's just something I do. I'm about my life. I'm a regular person. I'm more than just being gay. So it's weird. So imagine if I made a video saying, "Oh, homosexuality is cool," and it gets 1 million views. That's fake views. You know damn well nobody gives a fuck about that shit. But then you have shit that's actually people care about, and this is why they have to get rid of the dislike button. You still can give a dislike. This is why I highly advise anything you don't like, give a dislike. They got rid of the dislike button because the dislike button was kind of making it where they're not able to keep the narrative. Like they don't want everybody to know that something's not cool. But the thing is though, people will know by common sense. If I start talking about homosexuality and it gets 1 million views, you're gonna think something's up because you know damn well it doesn't make sense. But if I start talking about how the government is doing this and that, and I start speaking about real shit that can help people, and it doesn't get 1 million views, and it gets like 5 views, then you know. So they kept doing too much of that, and that's what ruined YouTube now. So now we're at a point where like you'll see videos with 100,000 views, 1 million views. Like have you ever seen a content creator with like 1 million subscribers? And you're like, how come I never heard of him? But then you'll see somebody who doesn't even have a YouTube page, like Charleston White. I don't even think he has a YouTube page. Everybody heard about this stupid coon ass nigga. But yet you see people with 1 million subscribers. It's because it's all fake. It's all bot. A lot of these people have, especially a lot of these financial people who have money, they buy a lot of these views and subscribers. So that's part of the reason, that one of the main reasons YouTube is so fake now. I heard there was this one, you know how they should, hold on, give me a minute. You know how they have ads on YouTube? And shout out to my nigga, Third View. I'm gonna read your comment in a minute. I also want to explain this. You know how they have ad revenue or advertisements on YouTube channels? There was an ad I seen, I think it was yesterday, and this guy was like, if you want to be successful on YouTube, it's not about talent. It's about strategy, it's about consistency, and it's about, he said something else, but I forgot. But the thing is, he said it's not about talent. So if it's not about talent, that just explains like that. What's the point of it then? So at least 4 out of 5 people on YouTube that is viral, they don't have talent. That's what they're telling you. And this is why YouTube is not the same no more. It's compromised. Like you can't, because it's so many people are watching YouTube. It's just like CNN now, because nobody gives a shit about Fox. Nobody cares about CNN. They're probably not even getting numbers on Fox Network unless they release another pandemic and people are just tuning in to see what bullshit the government's up to now. That's the only time they'll probably get views, is if they release another pandemic or some stupid shit. But now they already know that. So they have to make it where they're like puppets. Like they gotta make the content creators be like the most lit people. So now you got DJ Academics, you got Charleston White and all these other people. And like this is why you can tell the government's crashing out, because the puppets that they choosing, they're like retarded. They have no, they're not even so-called politically professional. Remember back then that I used to have people like George Bush and Clinton and people who would talk and act a certain way. Like this, I can tell the government's failing, because now like they can't do that no more. That they have to have people that are like outlandish and crazy, saying crazy shit. Like they got Trump talking all this shit, talking about he grabs bitches by the pussy, all this shit. They would never have made a president do that. That shows you that their system's crashing, because they have to go on content creators. They have to go on all these spiritual channels that are fake spiritualists. It just shows you they're crashing. It's like they have to take it up a notch. They killed CEO. Yeah, I think they killed him too. They killed that nigga because he had something that was powerful. And he probably didn't want to play. It wasn't that they killed him because he had Worldstar. There was something going on. Like they probably wanted him to be in their Masonic industry. They probably wrote him a deal saying, we're gonna pay you $100 million, or we're gonna pay you $500 million over the course. Like if he would have acquiesced to their program, he would still be alive. But then he would have been like, and you guys would look at him like he's an agent. That's why I'd be laughing when people be like, "Oh, Tupac is the best." Nigga, fuck Tupac. He ain't shit. If Tupac was still alive, everybody will say Tupac is an agent. Everybody will be saying Tupac went to Diddy parties. The only reason people respect Tupac because they killed his ass. If the nigga, the CEO of Worldstar, if he was still alive and he was thriving and making money and he was doing it big, he would have had to sell out, because the state of the internet right now is so compromised. You can't own a platform like Worldstar Hip Hop without it being compromised. If he didn't sell out and he was still alive, if he sold out and he was still alive, Worldstar Hip Hop would probably be even, it probably would have been bigger, because he would have like acquiesced to the program. Because you see how Worldstar fell off? Ain't nobody give a fuck about that shit no more. But the main reason a lot of people don't give a fuck about it, because Worldstar was known for showing crazy ass shit. They don't really show crazy shit no more. Everything that's shown Worldstar, you can go on social media and watch. So you can go on Facebook or Instagram and watch the same shit that they showed on Worldstar. But Worldstar, if Worldstar wanted to be like hella lit, they should have been showing uncut graphic shit, like people, like animals being killed and all that shit. If they, I mean, I'm not saying it's right, but if they would have showed the crazy shit that they always been showing, they would have still been lit, because that's what made Worldstar lit. Now, when you go on Instagram and Facebook, you can watch that shit. You can't even really watch it because they block it. But if they made Worldstar, you able to watch the videos that Instagram and Facebook blocked, Worldstar will still be popping. Nobody needs to go to Worldstar now because they don't show anything that you can't see on Instagram or Facebook. So it was like they blocked Worldstar too much, which I'm not saying is bad. Like fuck Worldstar. I fuck that shit was retarded. That shit was like hell on fucking Wi-Fi. Like Instead of hell on earth, hell on Wi-Fi. Like the Worldstar was like the fucking epitome of just shit. So it's good that they fucked it up, but they killed that nigga because he probably didn't acquiesce to their program. They wanted him to act a certain way, do a certain thing. He didn't want to do it, and then they got rid of him. For all we know, he probably didn't even fucking exist because I don't even believe anything no more. I don't even think he maybe not even existed. Maybe they just had a fake because this whole AI shit been going on for a while. A lot of these AI pages that we're just finding out about now, like that one bitch with the red hair, Marin Astrologer, that's an AI. But I seen that bitch for at least over 5 years. She's been on YouTube. She's been on YouTube for a long time. So they had this AI shit for a long time. People are just getting hip to game from it. They had it for a while. They try to play it off. Like you'll see content creators talking about AI, like, oh, look at this AI video. But when you look at the video, it looks exactly like something you watch from a Disney Pixar movie. It's like, no, bitch. There's AI that looks real like me. Just like it's real, that's real AI. Because think about it, if AI is so smart, why can't it generate an image that looks human like me? Why is every AI look so why does every AI image look so cartoony? No matter what AI, if you go to ChatGPT or any of these AI programs or apps, they always would generate an image and it looks CGI, looks like a cartoon. Why can't they generate something that looks human like me? They can, but only the FBI and the feds and the CIA, only they have access to it because they don't. Maybe they'll have to release it one day because people are going to catch on, but they don't release it to the people because they don't want. It's going to cause so much confusion. Nobody will take YouTube serious at that point, so they have to act like that technology doesn't exist. Because imagine if they release AI, Chat GPT images that look real like me. Nobody will even watch. Nobody will take nothing serious no more. They'll be like, how do I trust this? How do I? They want people to still have faith in YouTube. It's real. And they have to do that. So they have to make it where it's, AI is smart, but it's not that smart. They want you to think AI is so smart. But anytime you say, why can't it do this? Oh, it's not that smart. AI isn't smart, but AI generating human-like images, that's not intelligent. It doesn't make sense. It's just like you saying like, oh, I'm 18 and I can walk to the grocery store by myself. Like that's not grown up. It's like, bitch, you better know how to do that shit. Same with AI. It's retarded. Let me read some more of these comments. Yeah, Temptation, he was just another agent. He wasn't really waking people up. Okay, like one thing you guys gotta understand. Shout out to Mr. But one thing you guys gotta understand, like a lot of these celebrities that they kill, it really has nothing to do with them being intelligent. It's because they didn't play along with their program. So, like if I was an agent and I was making if these Jewish people was giving me $10 million a year, and I was all, oh my goodness, they gave me all this money, and I spent the money, and then after a few years, I woke up and I was like, oh, I want to start being woke now, and then they killed me. It doesn't mean I was smart or doing anything. Like Temptation, like where was his influence when he was alive? He was just dropping. He wasn't talking shit. He wasn't doing shit, and he was just a regular person. So like, what most likely happened is they just took him out because he didn't want to play by their rules, or maybe they didn't even take him out because then they say he died from drugs, but he could have died from. They could have laced his drugs or something. I can really give a fuck because then he was a puppet, and just like all these people, if he was still alive, just know he'll be just like NBA YoungBoy. He'll be just like fucking Kodak Black, all these other niggas who aren't shit, who are just there to be a puppet. No celebrity is important. Every celebrity is a fucking retard. They don't know anything, and like they have to be a retard because it's like when it comes to a celebrity, it's a life or death situation. So if they become intelligent or they start speaking intelligent, that's gonna determine if they're gonna get their ass taken out or if they're gonna live another 10 more years. So A celebrity has to be retarded. It's like for their family, for their financial sake, for their own well-being sake, they have to be retarded. A celebrity, otherwise it's gonna be a problem. Because if you're taking that money, ain't nobody giving nobody more money for free. You got to understand these celebrities are getting tens of millions of dollars every year. Every time when you see NBA YoungBoy, when you see like he has all these chains and all this car, nobody's buying his music. His music is trash. He's not making no money. Even if you want to say he's making his music, he's making his money from music and from streams. Who created that platform? You see what I'm saying? So he's given money. How think about it, like how the fuck do you afford 3 race and over $1 million worth of chains? And mind you, you're changing your car, you're changing your jewelry every year to get the latest shit. Because if you're a rapper and you have a $10,000 pair of jeans, you can't wear that next month because it's going to be outdated. So you have to get the new pair. You have to be updated because that's the style. They're being given money by a handler, and they're given a lot of money, and this is why they're able to flaunt and floss and show off, because they're given money. And if they don't perform and do what they have to do, then that money's going to be taken, or they're going to have situations like a fake rape case or a fake lawsuit. Somebody sued them and they're going to get their money taken away from them as like a lesson. And if they don't learn it, they're going to just be straight up obliterated. Like they even did it with Young Pharaoh. Young Pharaoh, you can tell a lot of Masons or white people, they gave him money. They did it with Nature Boy. They gave Nature Boy money. So they put, now he was in a position where they can like take it away. Why do you think they was attacking Nature Boy so much? But Nature Boy, if Nature Boy played it smart, and Young Pharaoh, they wouldn't have been able to do that. There's certain things that I don't want to say it's completely like 100% like, because they could have done shit to not really fuck themselves up. Ain't nobody just giving nobody money for free. Nothing's free. If you get a, why you think Dave Chappelle told you he turned down $50 million back in the day? The reason he did that because he knew that it come with something. You don't just get 50 million dollars is a lot of money. You think, let's just say I'm a podcaster like Joe Rogan, and Spotify emails me and says, I'm gonna give you, Chauncey, on $100 million or $50 million deal for Spotify. Do you really think, just use your brain, do you really think I could take the money, do a couple shows on Spotify, and just retire and be like, I'm done, I don't want to do it anymore, I'm gonna take my money? No, they gave me 50 million. When they're giving you 50 million, the more money they give you, the more they expect from you. So I could take the money and be like, you know what, fuck you niggas, I'm gonna do my thing. But then watch, when I'm chilling, doing my thing, then you're gonna see some, all of a sudden, a fake rape case. Some niggas try to rob my house. Somebody try to kill me. And it's not going to be no actual government. It's going to be the government, but it's going to be random people because they set it up. So it may be some YN, some niggas come to my hotel room and rob me. But yet the reason they knew my location was because the federal agents who have my IP address, who can search my technology, they gave them and dropped the location. But they made it look like it was, they be playing games. So you can't, this is why you don't want to be involved with these niggas, because they play very, very dirty. Because they're very, very miserable and they know they're about to get the fuck up out of here. And they have to, everything they do has to be like for a purpose, for a meaning. So like they're on a time limit right now, and time is accelerating. So they don't even have enough time to rule and spend their resources and enjoy their time. The time, because even when they have their money and they don't even have that much time to enjoy it. You see how quick the shift is making everything go quick, not just with time, but just with everything. Is making them crash out. So we're at the end. So don't. That's what I'm saying. Like you do not want to be in no position where you're a puppet. Like even look at that. What's that nigga's name? Like, well, I don't even want to mention that because it's really not even that important. Just like marijuana got watered down, remember the marijuana. I don't know what. I don't even smoke marijuana. I don't even think that many people are smoking marijuana like they are supposed to. Like they want a lot of people to smoke marijuana. A lot of people aren't even smoking like that. Like I know a lot of people in my personal life, they quit smoking, and you know how back in the day everyone used to be like, "Oh, marijuana. When you smoke marijuana helps with my pain. It helps with my glaucoma." You know, nobody's talking about that. Everybody I know who has pain, who has glaucoma, who has some type of problem or issue with health, they're not doing marijuana. They're taking herbs, they're fasting, they're doing yoga, they're doing holistic. That's what heals you. They wanted you to think, people used to be like, oh, my son has cancer, and they took the cops made it where my son couldn't take any more oils and he's gonna die because the government banned weed. No, bitch, he's gonna die because you're a fucking stupid ass parent and you don't know how to actually heal your fucking kid. You do not need marijuana to heal your kid. I'm not saying marijuana doesn't help, but marijuana doesn't heal shit. Marijuana just copes with the pain. If you have pain, if you're depressed and you drink alcohol and snort cocaine, people look at you like a crackhead. But when you have pain and you're smoking a joint and you're taking oils, people look at you like, oh, he's healing holistically because it's a plant. You're not healing, bitch. You're just coping. Healing is actually finding out the root cause and remedying that situation. So if you have pain, it's because you may have tight muscles. Maybe you have inflamed joints. Maybe you need to fast. Maybe you need to stretch it out. Maybe you need to have a healthier diet. These things will help get rid of that. Smoking marijuana, that's just not going to do shit really, but just make you feel better. It's no different than an Advil or a Tylenol. So more people are realizing that. That's why not that many people smoke no more. Well, this is the because in California, this month, I think it was like a couple weeks ago, they're gonna be raising the taxes. The federal, I think it was a state tax or some shit. They're raising the marijuana tax, so marijuana's gonna cost a little bit more money, and everybody's complaining, oh, they're raising the prices, and the reason they're raising because nobody's buying marijuana no more. Less people are buying it, so they have to raise the prices. There was a time I remember during the pandemic when I went to the weed club, the line was out the fucking door. Before I moved out here, I had gone to the weed club one time, and it was like empty. It's nobody ever goes in there, and even people go in there, they don't buy that much shit. It's like nobody really smokes like that. Like the people who do smoke, there are people who smoke, but those are people who've been smoking for years. But like newcomers and people like, oh, I want to smoke weed for the first time. Ain't nobody just smoking weed. Anybody who's smoking mainly are people who've been smoking for the past 5-10 years. Ain't nobody just smoking weed like they were back in the day. Because people are starting to wake up because we're in a new shift. Weed doesn't even feel the same anymore because we're in a new shift. In the old shift, when you used to smoke weed, you used to feel more. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying because like I'm speaking on the average person. Back in the day, we were in the old shift, we were in a more denser shift. So when you smoke, it makes you feel a certain way. Nowadays, when you smoke, it don't give you the same feeling as much. I notice when I smoke, I don't feel the same as when I smoked back in the day. And people will say, oh, it's because they changed the weed. It's not because I don't think it could be because of that, but I don't think that's not what intuitively I think the reason is because we're in a different shift. And the weed just doesn't feel the same no more. Like if you have a problem and you don't need to be smoking weed, the spirit is gonna make the weed feel uncomfortable. So this is why you have a lot of people quit weed. A lot of people say weed doesn't make me feel the same, or they don't feel as good no more. You have people out here doing fentanyl and other drugs more than weed. Like go look at all these people on fentanyl and all crack and cocaine. I'd be like, you want some weed? I go to a crackhead or somebody using fentanyl. You want some weed? Like, no, I don't smoke weed. But then they smoke fentanyl because the weed doesn't do shit for them. It doesn't do shit. Certain people it does, but for most people it doesn't do nothing, especially in this time. People rather get fucked up on some other shit. Let me read some more of these comments. I'm a Pisces March 4th. That's funny. I'm on March 6th. That's crazy. He's March 4th. Shout out to Shy Native. Yeah, that's probably why you probably relate a lot of the shit I'm saying because I'm on March 6th. I'm 2 days before you or 2 days after you. 92. You said I think you said you were 93, so we like pretty much got the same almost the same astrology. Very similar. Yeah, shout out to my niggas Shy Native. That's one thing that's one thing I like about the internet. One thing I really love about the internet is all these years of me being on YouTube. I've been on YouTube for over 10 years. About 12 years I've been on YouTube. And one thing that I will tell you guys from my 12 years, from the beginning to the end, it never changes. I will always attract people, even though I might not agree or get along with everybody 100%, I will always attract people that's like a fucking spitting image of me or like a reflection. That's one thing about having a YouTube channel. You always will attract people that will tell you and show you yourself. That will show you who, like you'll see other people that are you, but in a different form, or they'll tell you things. That's one thing I love about the internet and being on social media. I'll have people like the spirit will tell me and show me myself through other people, and I will learn things. Like you have people say things, and it's interesting. Don't get me wrong. You'll meet people who ain't shit, but you'll always find people, especially if you're 100% real and you're genuine. That's why I always tell you guys to be real and genuine. You'll always attract motherfuckers like that are on a certain frequency and doing what you're doing. And these are the people you want to build with. You really don't even like this is what the MGTOW and the dating community and the whole lonely community, they tell you have to go out there and have game. You have to present yourself a certain way. You don't have to do any of that shit. You have to be yourself and be on your spiritual purpose, doing what you do. And within that vibe, you're going to find women, you're going to find men, you're going to find everybody. And then those are the people you want to be with. Like, let's just say you're somebody, if you're on your spiritual purpose and you're doing your thing, there's other women that are attractive and fine. Other people that you can relate to that are maybe men that you want to be cool with, that are doing what you're doing, and you relate to those people. A lot of you guys want to go to the bar and go meet some random ass person, and you say, oh, it's not working. You don't want it to work, because even if it does work, I was in a situation where I was doing stupid shit, and even if it did work, you were able to get the number. That's just, you guys will say, oh, I went to the club and I can't get nobody's number, or this girl don't. You don't want to get her number, because there are situations where I go and I find some bitch's number and she look good and I get the number, and then you meet the female, she got a bunch of baggage. She prays 6 times a day. She's not vegan, or she eats garbage, or she just does something that's, she's not into spirituality. And there's people I'll be talking to, I'll be like, okay, and I talk to the person, oh, and they're like, oh, that astrology shit is stupid. I don't even say nothing about astrology. They just bring it up. And I'm like, okay, I can't deal with this person. So you think, oh, I can't get this person's number at the bar. I can't get the number at the club. You don't want to get no random ass person. You don't want to deal with no random ass piece of shit, because they're going to do, this is how a lot of niggas out here end up going to jail for domestic dispute, because they go upside some bitch's head, or they end up killing somebody because they're mingling with people that don't belong with them, and then that person does something. And it's like, if you didn't even deal with this person for the get-go, it wouldn't even be a problem. This is why you don't want to you want to be yourself and deal. And I'm not saying there's a reason to go upset somebody's head, because it isn't. There's never a reason to go upset somebody's motherfucking head, but sometimes things happen. We're not gonna be like these fake spiritual channels. Oh, you never should expose your negative. Sometimes you may be in a situation where you need to go and slap somebody upside their fucking head, but you gotta ask yourself, why did you put yourself in a position where you gotta slap him upside the head? Why were you around this person? There's something you did leading up to that. People will say, oh, this person killed this person, he should be in jail. Yeah, he should be in jail, and it's not right to kill nobody. But we also got to look at the person who killed them. Why did you put yourself in a position where you were going to kill somebody? You shouldn't have been around that person if you knew they were going to anger you. Nobody likes to speak of it. Like, they just want to look at it like, oh, there's no reason to. Yeah, there is no reason. But we got to look at it from both perspectives. Why did you put yourself in that position? Maybe if you didn't, if you know this person is not good for you, why would you put yourself in a position to do something negative? Why would you? You got to take responsibility. Because society will never tell you what you need to do. Society will actually create situations and programs to make you fall into that trap. And then you fall into a trap. And then once you fall into that trap, then you end up doing something, and now they can throw you in jail, and now you're a slave to the system for life. They want to have a reason to make you a slave to the system. You never want to give them a reason to make you a slave. Some people need to get their heads split, but it doesn't mean you have to do the splitting. Let the universe, let the spirit take care of them. If they have negative energy, they're gonna get what's coming to them. Why do you think? Go and watch the news. Go and watch your local news. You see how you see some people get in car accidents. Some women get raped. Some women get robbed. Some kids get sexually abused. Not all of those cases are bad. Sometimes, most of the time, is bad. Sometimes you can have a parent. They have a lot of bad karma. They're very negative people, and then they bring it on their children because they're so negative. And now their children end up getting molested. And part of the reason why that happened was so the parent can experience that pain it feels to have somebody molest their children. So they had so much bad karma, they brought it on their kids. Or you may have somebody who got some old lady who got killed. She's an 80-year-old lady. She got robbed. Oh, why you hurt an old lady? But she's 80 years old. You don't know, when she was in her 30s, her 40s, her 50s, she could have been running with a negative crowd. She could have been part of a gang or set some niggas up, lied and said, oh, you want to get some pussy? Come to the hotel. And then she came to the hotel. 3 niggas came and beat that nigga upside his head. She probably did that when she was in her 30s or 40s. Now she's 80 and she's paying for it. She gets robbed. You don't know. You don't know. I'm not saying that's what it is, but you don't know. Shit will come back to you. Especially when you see a lot of old people, they go through elder abuse. Like they'll be like 80-year-old and she's in an abusive home, and she's getting beaten by like the caretaker. And then I'm not saying it's right, and I'm not saying the person shouldn't get in trouble, but you got to understand, like, that's shit she probably did when she was young. That shit will come back to you. Now she probably was abusive mentally, verbally, probably looked down upon people. Now she's old, is coming back together in her most vulnerable state. That's why you gotta always understand, like, I'm not saying don't feel sympathy for people, but always remember what I'm telling you. Like, things happen for a reason. Things happen for a reason in this world. Don't ever just that's part of the reason they want to show you the news, to make people think, oh, it's a victim. You notice when you watch the news and you see some negative thing happen, they always show you the picture. Like, let's say somebody gets killed on the news. Every single person on the news that they show is a victim of a murder or a crime. They always paint them like they did nothing wrong. They're a victim. But in my opinion, I'm like, I want to know what that person who's a victim, what were they doing in their life 20 years before this incident? Every single day. You'll never know. We'll never know because we can't see that, or we'll never see that. But if you were able to look at their life before that incident happened, where they were victimized and they were on the news, like, let's say some lady got beaten by some group of niggas. You don't know what she did to deserve that. There could have been some time where she was like a landlord, and some family, she evicted some family. The family had kids, and then she was pregnant, and the landlord evicted them and kicked them out, threw them out in the cold and the rain. And she was laughing. She didn't care. But then that lady was coming home from work. She got in a car accident. She got robbed by people. But you never knew she evicted those people. But and she's on the news. The news will have you think, oh, some old 35-year-old lady got beaten to death. But you don't know what she did to deserve that. They don't. That's one thing I don't like about the news. They don't tell you the person, and they'll show you a picture of her smiling, and every single person will tell you, oh, this was a good person. They were nice. Obviously, I'm nice to my mother. I'm nice to my father. I'm not nice to people I don't fuck with, though. You see what I'm saying? I'm not nice to somebody I don't like. I'm not nice to somebody I don't want to be nice to. Obviously, I'm going to be nice to people I actually give a fuck about. So, oh, he was a nice person. Yeah, to you. Because how would you attract the energy of such a negative matter where you will get whatever happened to you happen to you? You, in order for something very heinous to happen to you, you always have some type of responsibility. Always. Even if it's a little bit, it could be a lot, it could be a little, but it's never a situation where it isn't your fault, really. It's really never. You always have some type of responsibility. And that's not to talk, that's actually a good thing, because imagine if it was like you didn't have responsibility. That means you don't have free will for something negative to happen. You always you always create your situation. Hold on, give me a minute, guys. Gotta take. Yeah, my bad. I have to take a piss real quick. Oh, so shout out to Thor. Darv said he's in Chicago. That's great. I didn't know you were in Chicago. Yeah, I don't think I could ever live out in Chicago. I don't like that energy. Yeah. He's happy outside. Nothing. Yeah, I believe you. Nothing ever happens to you in like people like they'll say, oh, Chicago's so dangerous, or this place is so dangerous. A lot of this shit is just fake news. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying nothing goes down, but this shit that goes down is because of like you not minding your business, or you're in a gang, or is a reason. Like I was speaking before, I used the bathroom. It's like things happen to people for a reason. You got to look at it. Nothing just happens to people just spontaneously for the most part. I don't want to say never, because at the end of the day, the government and what they did to like Native Americans, there was no reason for them to do that. The government and what they do every day, corruption, there was no reason. But within all that bullshit, there are certain ways that you can make certain shit worse than what it has to be. That's what I'm saying. Things can be worse than it has to be. So you always want to always remember that. Because when it comes to the government and what they do, there's no reason for what they do. The reason they're doing it is because they want to do that. The reason the government wants to charge money and create inflation, that's because they want to do that. It has nothing to do with no karma, no God, or no spiritual energy, and none of that shit. It has nothing to do with anything. If a government wants to go and get a war and blow up the whole world, that's because they want to do that. No, you can't control free will on what somebody does. So I'm not going to give no government excuse. But within the system that they created, there's ways you can maneuver to not get, because you're only going to experience some bullshit. Everything happens for a reason. But you're going to experience some bullshit, but it's never going to be on that level where it's like extremely, because I'm not saying give the government any, oh, they're doing this because they're not God. The government isn't God. The government isn't um they don't they're just people that are born, and it's like a parasite or a fly. Like they're just here. They're just in the way. They're not important at all. They have to. Their job is to make themselves seem important. Nothing the government does. This is why why do you think they have to keep raising the taxes? Because if they don't raise the taxes, if they don't make the inflation go up, if they don't make it harder to live, then people will forget about them and create their own system. They have to make it harder. So now, when it's harder, the, their politics, their voting system, it works. The only way their politics can work is if there's a problem, and the problem is so hard, and then you want somebody to fix the problem because it's a problem that they made it. You can't fix yourself, so you're forced to vote. Well, you're not forced because you can do other ways to do it, but everyone's programmed to not do it that way. Everybody's forced to vote. They brainwash people. I mean, to vote. So that's what I have to keep making shit harder. Like they have to give you a reason to pay. It's like the government is like, pay attention to me, pay attention. Oh, you're not paying attention? We're gonna make the inflation higher. So now people are struggling, and then because who the fuck would ever go to City Hall? I would never go to City Hall. Like that one dumbass stupid bitch on my fucking channel. You stupid bitch, don't post my channel on your fucking post no more, you stupid bitch. I will call you the fuck out and I will expose your whole fucking channel. Your stupid ass going to City Hall, you stupid dingy ass bitch. You said your kids was fucking molested by some pedophiles. Bitch, you probably touched your fucking kids with your sick looking ass. Bitch, you probably stuck your finger in your kid's booty hole, you fucking nasty ass bitch. Don't ever leave a fucking post on your page with my channel saying I'm a demon with entities, bitch. That's the reason why your children got molested, because you're a fucking demon, bitch. You probably molested them and you trying to cover it up and say somebody else did it. You nasty ass bitch. I'm gonna make a whole video exposing that bitch. I'm a hella go in on her. Stupid ass. Don't ever do that. That's why your kids got molested, you stupid, stingy, stinking ass bitch. You need a divorce. Your kids got fucked in the ass, and you had something to do with it. Stop trying to blame other people for it. You had something to do with it, stupid, nasty ass, stinky ass bitch. That's all you talk about. Shy Native said what happened. It was some stupid ass bitch on here. Well, I'm gonna call her. Her name is, I forgot her name. I'm gonna post her fucking page. She left a post saying, because she was all talking about how her kids, she can't see her kids, and I'm like, bitch, you got to get right with the spirit, bitch. Like, ain't nobody. And she's like, oh, my kids is molested and this, and bitch, you have something to do with it. That's why you can't see your kids no more, you stupid stinky ass bitch. That's why you can't see your kids no more. I'll leave a post. She left a post with my page on it because I was trying to tell her something. I was trying to be nice to your stupid fucking ass. And this bitch I didn't even watch her videos. And then she sent me a video under, like, she tagged me in one of her videos to send me. And I looked at it. This bitch, I kid you not. I'm not lying to you. This bitch went to City Hall. She lives in Westmire, California. It's kind of by the beach. It's like right, like probably like 8 miles, 10 miles from Long Beach. This bitch said, yeah, I'm gonna tell them where you live, bitch. She lives in Westminster, California, which is like a few miles from the beach. I'll find your location, bitch. You lucky I don't fucking go and fucking throw a bottle of piss on you or some shit. I'll go and find where you at, throw a bottle of piss and record that shit. If I was still living down where I was living. She lives like in Westminster, which is kind of by the beach, and she went to the fucking City Hall of that town. Dumbass, stupid ass, dingy bitch. Why the fuck would you? How you like? And she watched my channel. She been watching my channel for probably like a couple years. That's when I seen her first comment, like a couple years ago. How you watching my channel and you going to City Hall? This bitch leaves a post of like a ribbon. You know how like when they open up a restaurant or a business, they'll cut the ribbon with like a big ass pair of scissors. She leaves a post of like a ribbon cutting ceremony for a local park. I'm like, why are you posting this dumb shit? Like, how are you even watching my page? Like you're going to the city council hall. You're leaving all of these fucking like news articles and talking about how she went to the city hall meeting. And she recorded herself. You know how people go to the city hall and they go and talk to the council members, like, oh, we need to change, we need to lower, like they do dumb shit, like they try to negotiate with the government. Like, you can't negotiate with the government, you fucking idiot. Like, you have to get rid of them and do your own thing. But she goes to the city hall talking about how Elon Musk is gonna expose voting fraud, and she's all telling them her kids is molested. I'm like, bitch, you going over there wasting your time, make yourself look like an idiot. Like, how are you even watching my page, and why are you even going to City Hall demanding anything? Like, they can't do shit for you. Like, they can't do shit for you. Like, the fuck? Like, that's a fucking... It's like you going to Walmart and demanding that they fucking make products free. Like, it's a business. You stupid ass bitch. Wasting your time going to City Hall. A dumbass bitch. I swear. That's what I said. Like, YouTube be kind of be pissing me off at times. Like, how the fuck is this bitch even watch my page? And then she said something. What pissed me off? She said something about black people. She's like, "Oh, uh, black people, like Mexican people, are like a problem of society." Like she tried to talk like first of all, I'm not black, bitch. I'm not black. Don't ever call me black again, or I'm gonna be very disrespectful to you. Very disrespectful. I'll probably spit in your fucking face and throw a bottle of urine on you. I won't hit. I don't want to say, "Oh, don't hit women." I don't hit women. I don't hit women, but I'll spit on a bitch's face. I'll go shit and piss in a bottle and dump it on her fucking car or dump it on her fucking head. Like I'll do that, but I'll never hit a female because I know I'm gonna go to jail. But I'll spit in your face. I'll throw some piss and some urine. I'll do something very fucking fucked up. I'll do that, but I won't hit you. And say the right thing, I will hit you. This is what we living in. Like she got schizophrenia or something, cause she be all over. She be even commenting on Jay Bass video. She was trolling him. She be going on his page like fucking. I don't know what the fuck. Like she be saying some weird shit. This nigga responded like, you make no sense. Like cause like she's all like I think she has schizophrenia. That's what it is. Like so I don't even really want to be too hard on her. I think she's like something. She needs to be in some type of psych ward. Cause she be all over the place. Like she don't be making sense. Like it's weird. Yeah, he's like, be careful, it's man. Yeah, I feel you. I understand, but it's not as big of a charge if I go upside some female's head with a fist and I repeatedly strike her. Not as big of a charge as that. That is a charge though. I think it's like battery or something. But it's like I'm not gonna say I'm gonna do any of that shit. Like it just people are just annoying. I just say all that shit just to say. Like, I'm not like if somebody gets me to that point, yeah, but I wouldn't even allow somebody to get me to that. It's not even. I probably got so much important shit going on in my life. It's not even an issue for me to even waste my time on somebody like that. Because just her mental illness and her suffering with what she's going through, that's enough punishment by itself. She's already going through hell. I don't even need to do anything to make me feel like just her living her miserable life is enough for me to be like, I don't even want to do nothing to her because she's already suffering as it is. So you've been watching it. Yeah, I know like all the real people who've been watching me for like 2017, those are like a lot of the real people. Because I know like the people who've been watching me for the last 2 years, they found me through other channels or they found me in a certain way. So like those are the people who get offended, who leave and whatever. Like I know the people who like fuck with most of the people who rock me for back in my old channels, those are the ones who like stick around, who understand where I'm coming from. A lot of the people, because I got a lot of a boost of subscribers like a couple years ago, because certain people shouted me out from certain communities. Like I'm not part of certain communities, but certain people in certain communities, they shouted me out. And like this is probably back in 2023. And like a lot of those people got like those people, they got like offended about how I am because they're part of a community I don't even really vibe with. Like there was this one female. Shout out to her. I don't even have no problem with her. But she like because I was doing my Qigong and she said she signed me up for like a Qigong course. Or no, not Qigong course, but she there was another person that she watches that was telling her like that was telling people like they were doing like some type of like fucking they're doing some type of like program where people who have something to teach. And she said she signed me up, and I was like, oh, I don't want to be a part of that. Like, not that I didn't have nothing to teach. Just, I don't like to be a part of a group, just any group. I don't even really like to be a part of it. I like to make my own group. And I'm not saying you guys have to do what I do. I'm doing what I do based on what works for me. Some of you guys need to be in the group. Some of you guys should join the group. I would never tell somebody don't join a group, but there's certain people who don't need to be in a group. Some people, if you need to be in one. It's good, but me, I'm a type of person. I need to create the group. You have chiefs and you have Indians. Not everyone can be a chief, and not everyone needs to be a chief. If I'm a chief or If I'm the head, if I own the business, I need people to work for me. Nothing wrong with you working for me. If I have something going on and I have you work for me, it's gonna be you're gonna be benefited. It's not gonna be like you working at McDonald's. It's gonna be you're gonna be benefited just like I'm being benefited, and you're gonna have a part of what I'm owning, of what I'm working on. So I don't look at, oh, you're a worker, you're underneath some. There's nothing wrong with that, depending on the situation. Only reason I talk down upon that, if you have a situation where you don't vibe with that group, or it's like you're working at McDonald's, aka you don't vibe with that group, and you just know where you're going with it, and it's toxic, and you're just there just so you can get a paycheck or get some little crumbs. That's not what I'm talking. A real true group of somebody, everybody's working together. Somebody has to run it, and then the people running it, like let's say somebody who's in the mafia. You got the Dawn, or fuck the mafia, but you got like a gang or organization. You got the main head honcho who owns the whole organization. Then you got the right hand man. He makes sure everything's good. The right hand man, he's eating good, just like the main person. They eating good. He got the benefits. But imagine working at McDonald's and you being a manager. You ain't eating good. You still have to come to work. You got a slave. Even though the second hand man, he's still gonna be eating good and having to work, but he's in a better position. He has more control over this. You see what I'm saying? So that's how I look at it. There's nothing wrong with working for or being in a group. It's just what group it is and what are they giving you to benefit you. Any type of group I create, we're trying to create something big for a purpose. And then anybody helping me create that, getting a part of it. It ain't like, oh, like working at McDonald's, you don't get a part of it. If McDonald's makes $3 billion annually, and last year they made $1 billion annually, and they went up $2 billion this year, you still got to get paid the same amount of money. That's bullshit. You should be getting paid more because you just helped them make $2 billion plus or 200% increase in profits annually. How the hell you not getting any a part of that? That's not right. I'm not trying to go. First of all, I'm too smart and intelligent to join some motherfucker's group, and I don't even fuck with them. Nigga, like I'm gonna put my knowledge and my information, my energy into your group, and I don't even fuck with you. And when I say, I'm not saying the person who's good, because the person I seen, when I looked at his energy, I don't like him. Like I can just tell I don't like this person. Like I was talking yesterday. Have you ever met somebody how you look at their facial features, you look at the way they walk, you look at the way they talk, and you just don't like this individual? Like I don't like them. That's because their spirit is not vibing with you. We have a spirit, and it comes down to the body, and then it creates the blood, and then the blood creates the facial features. The facial features is a reflection of the blood, and the blood is a reflection of the spirit. When you see somebody you don't fuck with their spirit. Because this is why when you see somebody, it doesn't matter what race. It could be black, Asian, Chinese, Mexican, regardless of what race it is. You see them and you're like, I don't fuck with this person. Like there's certain, like, let's say you're a Mexican or you're a black person. There's certain white people when you look at them, you don't fuck with them. But there's certain white people you see like, I fuck with this person. I'm not saying there's never going to be no argument, but it's better to have an argument with somebody who you fuck with than somebody who doesn't. Because everybody obviously gets angry. But when you see these people and somebody you don't fuck with, it could be a white person, you don't fuck with them. Because they have a certain energy, the way they look, the way they talk, even the way their tongue is, the way they talk. They talk like a colonizer. They look like a certain way. But then you see you see a white person of the same race, and then you agree with them. Or let's just say you're black, you see a black person, and they talk a certain way. I noticed this. I know this shit is real. Like I'll see black people I don't fuck with, and then even when I see these black people I don't fuck with, they'll be dating a female, and then I don't and the female that they're dating I don't fuck with them, and then I'll see certain people like I fuck with, and then like it's weird. Like everything is like it's all spiritual. You guys gotta understand. Even when I see people I don't fuck with, and when I say I don't fuck with them, I don't based on how they look, how they talk, how they walk. And I'm not just basing it on that. because you guys say, oh, you can't just, it's not, you don't judge a book by, I do judge a book by, in 2025, you're supposed to judge a book by its cover, but I've experimented numerous amount of time of actually letting it play out. And I'll see somebody and I don't fuck what they look. And I will say, let me just try it out. And it will always lead into a problem. Not to say people who I do fuck with is not a problem, but the problem is more in harmony. Like it's an argument, it's a problem, but it's like you arguing with your parents, but you care about them. It's that type of argument versus you arguing with somebody who's an enemy you hate. You still argue with your parents, but you don't sit there and be like, I want to kill this motherfucker. Because it's your parent. Or it may be somebody you love or you care about, somebody you're friends with. Like me and Free Diddy, he was saying some bullshit like a few weeks ago. Shout out to my nigga Free Diddy. Where's this comment? He was on. He was all saying some shit, but when he said this shit, it didn't really upset me. Like, cause I knew he was going through a rough time, or it was just more like whatever. That's why I didn't really cuss him the fuck out. Like you guys know, I cuss people out because I know like it ain't that serious. But then there's some people who be saying shit. I be wanting to cuss them the fuck out and then play. So I'm not saying you're not gonna get into problems or arguments with people. It just is it in harmony? Is the argument in harmony or is it out of harmony? If it's out of harmony, that's usually with violent shit or very like, oh, don't ever talk to me again type of shit. But if it's in harmony, it's more like people are supposed to argue every now and then. There's not a problem with that. It's just how it is. And you can tell this by the facial features is. So when this individual added me to the group, the person's group, I seen his channel on YouTube. I'm not naming no names. I seen his channel and I didn't agree with his channel. I don't like the way he talks. And it's not that he's speaking wrong for me. I just don't like the way he talks and the way he acts. Like he seems like somebody who's too like has a stick in the ass. Like you know how like a professor or a teacher or somebody who's like they're straight edge and they always gotta talk professional and they're so judged. Like I don't like people like that. Like people like that, like I will end up I don't disrespect them, but I end up doing weird shit deliberately just to bring certain like I don't know. I don't like to be around certain people. Let's just keep it simple. I just don't like to be around certain people. Like if I feel like I can't be myself around you, I can't be around you. I just can't. I just can't be around people. What do you think about having? And I'm gonna get to all you guys' comments. So if I skipped your comment, I'm gonna try to get back to everything. That's the thing about me. I like to get to everyone's comments unless you're trolling. I'm not like one of these piece of shit people. Like you have people on YouTube, right? There'll be other people who don't give a fuck about them. They'll show that. Well, I don't want to get into that. I'm gonna just read everyone. Like me, I like to read everybody's comments. What do you think about them? How they offer 4 payments on everything? Like you're doing, like you mean like those like Klarna and all those layaway programs? I can really care less about their system, but like, what do you mean? Do you mean like Klarna, like certain programs like Klarna, and like those credit programs like layaway? Yeah, they need consumption, but if I don't even think like to be honest, like, I don't think their system is failing because of consumption. Yeah, like Klarna. I don't think their system is failing because of consumption. I think their system is failing because we're in a shift and we're in a spiritual shift. Certain things are happening to make their system fail. That's what I think is going on. Like, for example, you may say people aren't buying a lot of products no more. But is it really because people aren't? Because and then you'll say people can't afford the products that they're not buying. But why is that? You may think that they're just right. Like, yeah, they're probably raising prices, but what I think is going on is the resources of this land, of this planet is dwindling. Like, I don't think there's unlimited resources like we think there is. I could be wrong, but based upon my intuition and what I observe, and I'm very good at observing, I think they're having a problem with the shortage of resources. A lot of the resources of this land, of this planet, is dwindling. So you know how we have GMO stuff? You know how you have like a white tiger. They say, oh, white tigers are extinct, or this animal is extinct. In the next 100 years, certain plants, certain GMO things are going to be extinct. Like you guys are just used to tigers. This plant is natural things being extinct. In the next 100 to 200 years, probably 100 years, GMO is going to be extinct. So the whole concept of them creating deodorant or creating M&Ms, that's going to be extinct. So because something's happening where their resources of this land is not, or is extinct. And even you said all fruits will be fake. Eventually there's going to be no fruits for them to make fake. Even that whole case, you say all fruits will be fake, that means you have to make fake fruits. The whole concept of making something fake, they're not going to be able to do that eventually. That's going to be extinct. They're not going to have shit because we're shifting to a whole nother paradigm where you don't need fake anything. That whole concept of creating fake shit, even if it's a real fruit or a fake fruit, that's going to be gone. So I feel like that's partly why a lot of shit is getting more expensive. Even the quality of food, because when you keep planting, because the shit they do to the soil, the shit that they do to the soil to grow food, to grow vegetables, over every year the soil and the land gets weaker. So this is probably part of the reason. I'm not sure, but this is probably part of the reason why the quality of food doesn't taste the same anymore. People say, "Oh, it doesn't taste the same because of they're making." No, a lot of it I think is because the quality of the land, the fruit, the weather, all of that is all contributing. Eventually, they're not going to be able, because I don't think resources are unlimited. I feel like the spirit and the shift is making it where their system is going to have a hard time to prosper. So, because this whole system is based upon the resources. So how to crash the system is to compromise the resource. And I think this spiritual shift is compromising it. There's a lot of things that is going behind closed doors that they're not telling you about, that's compromising their system. A lot of people will say, oh, it's because nobody wants to work and nobody has money, which is a thing and probably is part of it, but it's also because even if people had money, what are they going to buy? The resources are not there, or if they're there, they're very low quality. You see what I'm saying? Like, it gets deeper. It's a lot more that's going on. Like they're at a situation where, because don't think that everything going wrong is because they're creating it. There's some things going wrong that is out of their control that they can't even create. Always keep that in mind. Like there's something that's just going on, like they can't even create. They don't have no control over. They don't. It's think about it. If you had $10 million now, you right now, are you gonna be so miserable, depressed that you got to get everybody's attention, create politics, or are you gonna just go and chill and have fun? They have all this money and they're still worrying about people. It just shows you that they have problems. The only reason you're gonna do what they do is if you have problems. They have fucking trillions and trillions of dollars in their bank account. If they want to get whatever they want, they can get. Why do they have an issue where they have to keep controlling the people? Like, let people do what they want to do and just go take your money and relax. They can't do that because it's something going on that they can't control. Don't think the system's just collapsing because they wanted to. Why do you think they did the pandemic? The reason they did the pandemic is because we went through a shift. Every 7 years we go through a certain we have a spiritual shift and we have a matrix shift. The spiritual shift happened in 2016. That was a spiritual shift. So 2024. Wait, no. 2023, 2024, it was another shift. We see we're in another shift right now. So their shift, the matrix shift, because they copy it, it happens every 7 years. So the last one we had was in 2019 when the pandemic happened. That's why they did the pandemic, because it was a certain shift. That's why everything you say, oh, everything changed after 2020 because it was a shift. So something happened behind closed doors where they felt the need. They were on crash out mode. So something else is going to be happening within the next couple years. They're going to be changing up their system again. And Saturn's going into Taurus. Saturn's going into Taurus in 2028. So Saturn does not like to be in Taurus. Anytime Saturn's in Taurus, stability, money, resources, food, shelter, all of that is compromised. All of that is a problem. And you see what Trump is doing and all this shit. So they already see, they know astrology. They watch it. So I wouldn't be surprised in the next few years when Saturn goes into Taurus, they're going to get rid of food stamps. They're going to get rid of government assistance. All of that shit they're going to get rid of once Saturn gets into Taurus. And you're going to have to start really doing shit on your own. They're going to probably cut government. They probably won't get rid of it, but they're going to cut it down. And then they're going to probably get rid of welfare housing, which is weird because remember I said everything is welfare. And if you think about it, remember what I told you, everything is welfare, even these jobs. What are they doing? They're laying off people. What's the first thing you hear when somebody gets laid off from a corporate position? Oh, why are they taking away our jobs? They're taking it away the same reason they're taking away food stamps. It's welfare, you dumb motherfucker. A job is welfare. When you work at a corporation making $200,000 a year, even if the government, remember, this nigga Donald Trump just passed this fucking the bill where he's gonna mass lay off federal employees. They're gonna start firing anybody who works in a federal department. That includes like post office workers, people in the IRS, probably even like some government, state people who work in the city hall. They're gonna start laying them off. The same way they're getting people off welfare, because everything is welfare. A job is welfare. A government job is welfare. You guys think welfare is just you getting EBT or government assistance? No, that's one type of welfare. Welfare is you also getting a job from the government. You working at McDonald's, that's welfare. Do you know how to create a situation? What do you do with the money you get from McDonald's? What do you do with it? You take it to go get food, water, shelter. Do you know how to make your own food, water, shelter? No, you don't. So you go work at McDonald's so you could get money so you can buy the food, water, shelter that was provided. That's welfare. They have to, if you're not creating your own food, water, and shelter, you're under welfare. So they're taking away the job because they're taking away welfare. Because in the job, just like EBT costs them money, the jobs cost them money. It's the same fucking shit. The only reason they want you to do the jobs, though, is because you help build the system. But you help build the system, and then once they're done with you building it, then they just take the job away from you. And then they take the welfare away from you. And then right now, they're having AI do it. That's why they're getting rid of a lot of these positions, because they're going to be having AI do it. And don't get me wrong. You're still going to work. Don't think you're not going to work. You're just going to be working on, because with one thing, a lot of these dumbasses, oh, they're going to get rid of everybody's job and just do AI. You fucking idiot. You're an idiot. Somebody has to program the AI, dumbass. And I'm not talking about you guys. Shout out to mine. Somebody has to program the AI. Somebody has to program. Shout out to Jackie New. Somebody has to program the AI. You're not just making the fucking AI. The fuck? Like, who's going to set up their AI? So they're not going to get rid of jobs. I don't know where people in their mind think the government's just going to let you just be lazy. If it gets to a point where you're not going to be working, they're probably going to be trying to create a way to kill you. I don't think there's going to be a way where government's just going to let people just chill and they're just going to just keep paying people money. People are going to have to wake up and work on their own system, do their own thing, or work for the system. So even when they bring AI, somebody has to turn the AI on. Somebody has to monitor the AI. Somebody has to make the AI perform the task. Some of these AI is just the AI is helping make the job easier. They're not. That's what they're not telling you. Like they'll say, "Oh, the AI is creating the hamburger," but somebody has to wash the AI. Somebody has to clean the AI. So when the AI malfunctions, they say I have to make sure it's doing what it's supposed to be doing. They don't tell you that. Everyone just assumes it's just straight up AI just doing it on its own volition. And then you have some niggas say, "Oh, AI is gonna replace the government." That doesn't make no fucking sense. The day you see them say AI is the government is the day they're pretty much telling you that whatever we do, we're just gonna blame AI. So if they say a robot is the president, they're still gonna be controlling what's going on. It's just they're gonna do whatever they want to do, and when you want to complain, they're just gonna say it wasn't us, it was the AI. Blame the AI. So they're just gonna be. It doesn't make sense. How the fuck you let an AI? Think about it. If you had your own house and you had an AI run your own house, which is stupid, are you gonna just let the AI run your house, or are you gonna let it run your house and still monitor it to make sure it's running your house right? You're always gonna have somebody to oversee the AI. It makes it, you don't just let the fucking AI run and stuff. Even when you watch if Chat GPT told you to kill yourself, are you just gonna kill yourself? No, you're gonna be like, oh, I'm not gonna kill myself. That doesn't make sense. So you're gonna oversee that information. That's you overseeing it. AI tells you to kill yourself. You're not gonna just kill yourself. That doesn't make sense. So you're gonna use your own real human brain to make an overseeing decision on the AI. So wouldn't you think that's the same with all AI? So I don't think they're gonna get rid of jobs and work. Maybe in certain situations, and even then, you're gonna have to still update the AI with different updates. Just like they have iOS update. Who's gonna update the AI? You gonna tell me it's gonna update itself? An AI can only do what a human told it to do. An AI doesn't know how to create a hot dog. It only knows how to make a hot dog. So it said make a hot dog, but does it? Who created the idea of a hot dog? A human had to create it, right? But a robot can't create a hot dog. It can only make a hot dog, which is something a human already made. So always remember that AI is not shit. That's why it baffles me. Well, all these niggas say, "Oh, AI said that we're black people. We come from Africa." Bitch, I don't believe that. A white man made AI. I don't believe that shit. You even see some black people say AI is his ancestors. Like we got a lot of Chris. This is ridiculous. Shout out to Third View. Thank you. You say you run a building. Yeah, for sure. There's a lot of dumbass people in this world. Like a lot of it's just common sense. The way I look, I just have a lot like it's just what it is. A lot of people don't have common sense. A lot of it is just common sense. Like a lot of the shit I say is like it's just common sense. I don't know why people don't have it. That's something about me. I always had this common, even with just living life, because it's not about just what you can regurgitate on the internet and what you can say. It's about actual being in real life. Like I could put myself in a situation that's brand new, and it's like I always just have. I maybe always able to have common sense and how to maneuver every situation. That's why it's always good to develop common sense, something that isn't so common. Yeah, they use a lot of shit to program their shit. It's all created because every answer an AI gives you was created. They were like even if you go on certain Chat GPT, if they'll tell you could ask Chat GPT, how do I break into a house? They will either tell you that they can't tell you that, or if they tell you, they're gonna tell you the stupidest way. If you go to a person, there's people out here who commit scams every day. Like let's say if you ask Chat GPT, how do I commit the perfect scam? They're gonna either tell you we cannot tell you that, or they're gonna tell you um, drop $1 on the ground and put a string on it, and or they'll tell you they'll tell you something stupid like go into a bank and like they'll just tell you something that already has a track record of not working, or it maybe it worked, but it doesn't work that good. Like going to go just I don't know, just do something stupid. But then if you go to a real nigga out here in public, like if you let's just say not even in prison, but go there's people I know. There's if you went into the FBI database, CIA database, there's people that do crimes on a daily basis that they deliberately don't. Like, you know when you watch the news and they say somebody did credit card fraud, and then the reason they told you that on the news is because they already have a handle on it. But there's certain crimes that happen every single day, every minute, every day that they don't talk about. And the reason they don't talk about it is because they don't want to give people ideas on how to defraud the system. There's people that scam this system out of millions of dollars on a daily basis. They don't talk about it. So when you ask the AI how to defraud the system, they're not going to tell you what a human being has the potential to tell you, because the AI only knows whatever it's been programmed to know. If you talk to real people in real life who went through real experience, you'll get more information than an AI. So this is why I tell you, like, that AI shit is like, it's all bullshit. Because there's a lot of things that go on a daily basis in this world. Like, you guys don't understand. Like, every day, different schemes, different things. Even, like, you guys may say, oh, the government just showed, I seen this thing on CNN, and this is crazy. But there's things that are 10 times more crazier the government doesn't put on the news. You remember on Men in Black when the guy, he seen the aliens and they took a picture and they made him forget. They're like, oh, you did not see what you seen here. What you seen was your wife walking to the store, getting some oranges and coming home and saying how work was. And then they'll take a picture. And then once they take a picture, there's things that are so crazy that happen, they don't even want to put out there. Like, they tell you that shit. Like, even in Men in Black, like, things happen that people see. And I'm not saying that they make people forget, but they cover shit up. They don't put everything on the news because a lot of things happen. They don't want to give ideas of people how to scam the system, how to wake up, so they're not going to tell you everything. And if an AI can't tell you that, then the AI isn't real. Because a real human being, if you talk to every real human being on this planet, you'll know certain things that the government doesn't want you to know. But when you talk to an AI, it will only tell you things the government doesn't care. You can't talk to a chat GPT and tell him how to give you the perfect scam. They're either gonna tell you that they can't do it, or they're gonna give you a scam that doesn't work, that the government knows about. Because if they know about it and they have a control over it, they're going to make the AI not say that. Anything that they don't have a control over, they can't even make the AI say it, because they're still trying to work on how to get a control over it. There's a lot of things that go down. You see what I'm saying? Like, I remember I was watching this news article, and then the fucking cop was like, there was a certain crime that happened, and he was like, I can't disclose everything about the crime and how they did it, but let's just know we caught the individual, and it hit the way I'm like, how? And he's like, we caught the individual. I'm like, how did you catch him? And he's like, we did our investigation, and our technology made a hit. That's all he said, and how they caught the individual. Our technology made a hit. What technology? And how did they make a hit? So it makes you kind of think, do they have devices do they have little small cameras and microphones in locations that you don't know about? Do they have certain cameras? Like, are they able to, like, what are they doing? Because a lot of you guys, like, a lot of these murders and shit that they catch, a lot of people may think of, like, oh, they caught them because of cell phone towers. And, like, a lot of the time when they catch people, kill people, it's because they have a cell phone. Like, for example, you have a cell phone and you have a device. You have a cell phone on you. So if I have my cell phone and I go and kill somebody, the first thing that an investigator is going to do is pull up my cell phone whereabouts. So everywhere I go, it connects to a cell phone tower. So if I kill somebody on Main Street it's going to show you that my cell phone with my name connected to my account was in this location at this time when the murder happened. So that's how a lot of people get killed. That's just how a lot of people get caught for murders, is because they have their cell phone on them. This is why they'll kill somebody in the most, even not even just murder, but any crime. They have their cell phone because they can check the cell phone towers where that cell phone was connecting at the time. Well, it was because you have 5G, right? So it means it was connected to a tower. So when a lot of these people who get caught for murders, it's because they have their cell phone on them. So this is how you can tell they're a rookie, because if you're going to kill somebody, you don't have your cell phone on you for the most part. That's the first thing. So it tells you, like, they have other technologies that they're not telling you about. That's just one of them, the cell phone. I'm sure they have other technology. They got license plate readers that can trace your car. They probably even have facial recognition that they don't talk about. I don't know, but a lot of the shit that they have that they don't tell you about. So when he said technology hit, I'm like, what technology? Every single time somebody gets caught with a crime, I feel like you need to know. Just like, so let's just say if I got sued in court, you guys will be able to see my financial records because it's made to the public. If somebody gets caught for a crime, it should be made to the public. You see what I'm saying? Why can't it be made to the public? I want to know how this person get caught. Not so I can get away with it. It's so I can know what type of, is my privacy at risk? Because the government has they could tap into a lot of the reasons, like the government can tap into so much shit so deep, especially if you're on this technology, they can tap into your internet. But the police, they don't allow the police to do it, because if the police was too invasive, like if it was too, like, for example, remember when they had the Diddy case, they said the feds had to go and raid Diddy's home to get his computer, but the feds don't have to raid your home. If you think about it, they don't have to raid your home. They can just go through the back door and from their computer go into your internet, because it's all connected if you're on Wi-Fi, and just see what you're doing. But they have to make it look like that they don't have that much power. So they have to make it look like, no, motherfucker, like, you're not fooling me. You don't even have to leave your fucking, but I'm sure they needed physical evidence, but they already knew what was on Diddy's computer before they had the feds raid it, because they could just look at his computer from a external, like, user interface. It's easy. It's not hard for them because they control all that shit. It's their technology. So that's what I'm saying. Like, what type of technology are they doing? They be like lying when they say that shit. Hold on, I'm gonna take another piss real quick, guys. I'm taking a piss. Give me a second. Yeah, the GPS is all that shit is lit. When you remember, every time when it's dark outside and you see a bunch of lights in the sky that they say are stars, that's satellites. That's GPS satellite. There's no such thing as a star. Like, you know how they tell you, oh, look in the night sky, that's a star. Shout out to my nigga Jay Vass. I remember Jay Vass said he was watching one of these, what's it called? The moon. It was it's something that they call a shooting star. And the moon, he said one of the shooting stars fell from the sky and he seen a bunch of colors. That was a satellite. That wasn't a star. That was a satellite. When it's dark outside and there's a bunch of satellite and you see a bunch of so-called stars, those are satellites. That's what tracks GPS. How do you think they're tracking GPS? They need a satellite in the sky. Shout out to Third View. They need a GPS. And then they have the records in those GPS satellites. It's a computer, and they're able to store the records and send it down to their computer on Earth or on the, well, it's still Earth, but it's just a higher altitude. So it's all the same shit. When you why you see the satellites every night when it's dark outside and you look up at the sky, you see all those so-called stars. Those aren't stars. Those are fucking satellites. You can see that they're satellites because they be moving. They're not in the same space. Like they move the satellites based on where they want it. Even when you see a shooting star is a satellite falling from the sky. That means a satellite, it malfunctioned or it broke and it doesn't work. It ran out of fuel. Sometimes something happens, they make a mistake and their satellite messes up and it falls from the sky. So when it falls from the sky, they have to call it a shooting star so they can make people believe that it's something other than what it's not. Like, oh, what are we to do when a satellite falls from the sky? Oh, we'll just call it a shooting star, and they'll believe it, and we'll just make a big spectacle out of it and call it. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's not real. It's all fake. The system is fake. Yeah, it is. They say I don't know if it is satellites. It's not stars. There's no such thing as space. Like stars, space, stars, and planets, and because even if you look at NASA, every star is supposed to be a sun. So that doesn't make any sense. If every light that you see in the sky at night is supposed to be another sun, that doesn't make any sense. How can we see these suns that are so far away, but then when you go up in space, it's so dark? But then you can see a star from miles away, but then it don't make sense. Like even the sun and the moon isn't that far. Even Elon Musk, they have satellites. Dude, I seen a fucking there was a healthcare center. It was the name of the health. I'm gonna leave I have a picture of it because I took a picture of it. It was a couple years ago. I have it in my phone. It's called the name of the healthcare center was called Starlink, or no, it was called Starlink Satellite. It was called It was something. It was called Starlink or something, and it was a picture of a shooting star. Like I think it was called I'm gonna post a picture. It was called the name of the health card was called Starlink Satellite, I think, and their logo was a shooting star, and but yet the name of the name of the healthcare was like Satellite or Starlink Satellite or some shit. Like they tell you, like they even the like average people know, like people who like even the people in NASA, they already know what it is. They're not down. The only people who don't know are the regular ass people who don't know shit. You only know what they told you to. Like you gotta ask yourself, like everything that you're saying that I'm saying is wrong. Why are you think that I'm wrong? And what do you think is right? And what you think is right, who told you that? So let's just say, oh, you don't know, you're not a scientist. Exactly, that's my point. Because I'm not a scientist. A scientist already doesn't. They already took a Masonic oath till they can't tell you the truth. A NASA scientist, they already know what I'm saying is true. They took a Masonic oath, so they can't tell you. So you're gonna really believe what they're saying, and they took an oath. Like they're obviously, it's like they're in the scam. They're in the whole. They're part of the scam. So they have to tell you what the fuck you need to hear. They're not gonna tell you the truth. You will never hear no NASA scientist tell you what I'm saying is true. It doesn't make sense. You just gotta question shit for yourself. Yeah, Elon Musk, like a lot of these motherfuckers, like they don't have no lives, man. Like, don't like Elon Musk. That nigga just a fucking weirdo, man. He doesn't do shit all day. That nigga's bored and just spends his money and jacks off all day and fucking rapes fucking robots and children. Like they don't do nothing. Donald Trump, Elon Musk, All these, they don't do nothing all day. Like, what do you think a drug cartel member does all day? That one of the biggest criminals, a drug cartel member, or the don of the mafia, they just chill, spend their money, and tell people what to do. That's all they do because they in a position. What do you think the government? What do you think Elon Musk do? They're part of the biggest. Elon Musk, Donald Trump, they're part of the biggest criminal organizations in the whole planet. There's no bigger criminal. You can get the most disgusting, violent pedophile. Elon Musk and Donald Trump, they do that 10 times more because the position they're in, they can do it and get away with it. So they rape children, they rape little girls, they do the most sick. You guys don't even mad. They do a lot of sick shit every day, and they don't have. They're bored. They don't have nothing to do but spy on people, go on the internet, and rape children all day. That's all they do every day, every single day. Rape children, spy on people, and just go on social media and see if people are talking about them. Like, you guys think that they're so busy. They're not busy. Like, Donald Trump be looking on the internet and going on, Elon Musk be going on. If you don't believe me, go on YouTube and look up the video if they haven't took it down. Elon Musk game live streaming. This nigga Elon Musk was live streaming. He tried to live stream and people were talking shit so bad in the chat. He stopped doing it because nobody wanted to see him. Everyone was like, "Nigga, fuck you," and "Nigga, I hope you die." They were speaking the most horrible shit, and you can't blame them. Like, nigga, you're Elon Musk. Nigga, you're a piece of shit. Like, you deserve everything and worse. You deserve to get ran over by a car 3 times and like you're Elon Musk. You're an utter piece of shit. But he went live stream, and people were talking so much shit. He stopped going live stream. If you're Elon Musk and you're doing all this shit that people say you're doing, how do you have time to fucking game and live stream and all that shit? Like, he tried doing it, hoping if people would have gave him a better response, what would have happened was he would have kept doing it. But people were talking shit, so he stopped doing it. If people would have been like, "Oh, I want to see him stream," and everybody, he would have. You'll see Elon Musk live stream every fucking day. He stopped doing it because people were fucking pulling out, just triggering the fuck out of him and talking hella mad shit. Look it up. It just show you because they're trying. They don't have nothing to do. These people have so much money. They don't do nothing but just rape little girls and watch a bunch of fucking child pornography and just do a whole bunch of sick, disgusting shit and spy on people on the internet. They have nothing better to do. These niggas busting up the child porn, fucking little girls and boys, and just fucking spying on people. That's all the government does. They're sick. The fuck, like they don't think about what else do they do? They don't do shit. What can they do? They can't do nothing really. Everything that you think that they can do, that's they're busy people. They're not doing that. They're having their slaves do it. Like, if I'm a fucking king or not even a king, I don't want to be no fucking king. But let's say I'm like some type of chief or some shit, or I'm somebody in a high position, and I have people fanning me with a fucking palm tree, or somebody's picking up my Starbucks coffee. I don't even drink that shit, but they doing something like picking up my groceries. Am I gonna do that, or am I gonna have somebody else do that? Why would the government do anything other than just sit on their ass and tell people what to do? If they want to have another building built, they tell construction workers to do it. If they need somebody to write a law, they just have one of their lawmakers do it. If they have a problem with finances and they need somebody to raise their interest rate, then they have their financialists do it. They don't do shit. These motherfuckers are bored. They don't have nothing to do. Just crazy, man. I'm telling you niggas, like, give me a minute, because I'll be right back. See, there's people in the world who they're sick and never satisfied. Yeah, real talk. It's not that they're never satisfied. It's just they're not allowed to be satisfied. Anything that they do that they think is going to make them satisfied, it doesn't make them satisfied. It's like I said, it's spiritual warfare. It's a shift. So they'll never be satisfied. Not because it's their choice, but it's like because we're in the shift and the spirit is not allowing you to do dumb shit and be satisfied. So whatever they do that they think they're going to be satisfied, it doesn't work. Everything we're in a shift right now, so shit's going crazy. This minute all time rumor. Yeah, exactly. Shout out to Third View. You can actually see the satellites moving around. Sorry, I don't be posting a link because stupid bitch ass fucking um streamer. They made it where I can't just click on the button to post the comments. I got to do all this extra fucking work. That's why I don't like fucking. I can see why they did it because people will sometimes click it by accident. Like I said, they should give you the option to do it or not. Like, give me the option to any type of setting that they have. They should give you the option. They need to make every fucking app like a developer app. Like, let me cater my experience on the app based on how I want it. So, like, I should be able to have the same developer settings like you have, but you create it. Why the fuck do I have to be subject to all the changes everyone is? Like, I should be able to change it how I want to change it. That's why I don't like the way they do this stupid shit. We need to create our own technology, create our own internet, create our own shit. Say, hey, brother. Yeah, I wouldn't get any stargazing app because a lot of anything that's an app is full of shit. First of all, like you can't even make an app unless you go to one of those schools and learn how to make an app. So, I'm not saying you shouldn't use an app, but like ain't no stargazing app gonna tell me anything. Like, first of all, if I'm stargazing, I can go. And then shout out to Chi Chi. Shout out to you. I'm not like go and experiment, do it. My bad, I accidentally clicked the button. Go ahead and experiment and do what you got to do. But I'm just saying, like, I wouldn't trust no, because first of all, that stargazing app was created by some cracker, and it wasn't created by your own people. So anything that's not created by my people, I don't trust. Yeah, satellites are up there. They're right. Yeah, they tell you satellites are up there. They tell you that. But what they don't tell you is that the stars are satellites. So those lights you see in the night sky that they say is the sun that's 2,000 billion miles away, or that's a star, that's not a star. That's the satellite. So that's what I that's what I'm talking about. That's the satellite. That's the satellite. I don't worry about no celebrities. I hate celebrities. I never had a respect for celebrities to be honest. I don't even think anybody cares about a celebrity nowadays. Really, like think about it, like nobody cares about a celebrity. You're better off being a fucking. People have more respect for influencers than a celebrity. Like when you see a celebrity, you're looking at like you looking at them no different than like a federal agent. Like you're not gonna tell me Will Smith is not connected to federal agents. He's a fucking fed. He's a police. He's an agent. Will Smith. I don't want him around. I wouldn't even want him around unless you got to write me a check and you got to give me some money. I don't want any celebrity around me. Get the fuck away from me unless you got to give me a check. I might end this live stream soon, guys. think I'm gonna end this live stream. It was a good. Let me see if I got all the comments. This is a good live stream. I think my views are being fucked. Yeah, I'm gonna end this live stream, guys. But it was good talking to you guys. Shout out to C Chi Chi. Shout out to Third View. Shy Native. Everybody. Make sure I got all the comments. See, shout out to Cam. They got something called a backscatter van, which they can see through solid objects. Yeah, I'm sure they can see through that shit. The thing is with that though, even if they can see through it, you better be careful you're not around that shit because they're probably using some type of radiation technology to see through it, so it might cause damage to if you're like in the vicinity. So you don't want to be around that type of shit. They have that. They even have technology where they can see like if somebody's trafficking or smuggling drugs. They'll be able to see like what's in that person's stomach. So that's just X-ray technology. It's all the same shit. I'm gonna end this live stream, guys. Shout out to everyone in the room, and I'm out.